For me, in the gym, dealing with business, dealing with personal things in my life, that is the kind of music that just keeps me going. Like, what's next? Because when you hear somebody that just everything he says resonates with me.
Welcome to the Your Peak Life podcast. Let's conquer the summit of life and reach the apex of our potential.
Back for another episode of Your Peak Life podcast. We're going to switch it up today. I'm excited about this topic. We're missing our fifth partner, Eric. Eric had some fatherly duties to attend to. And also, I don't know how much Eric would be able to weigh in on this topic.
Not a fan.
What is it?
No offense, Eric. So
Dang.
Edgar, Edwin, and myself have an idea. We're going to surprise Mike with the topic because, I don't know, he just decided to show up last minute, so we're going to throw him in. Today we're going to talk about your top 3 rappers of all time.
Oh, shit. Wow.
We knew that you could off cuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is great.
Right? So
Okay.
it's a little different.
It's a little different. And let's also touch on the areas we're from.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's going to be
100%.
so tied to
Influential.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
the
just
influence.
a little different, you know, music is a big part of, I think, all of our lives.
Absolutely. Well,
So-
so first we should start just going around the room, say like where you're from.
Cool.
Yeah.
So for me, I grew up half my childhood in and around Boston, Massachusetts, which actually has a fire ass music scene.
I did not know that.
And then when I moved to Dayton, Ohio,
He's a fan of Benzino.
obviously the Midwest is a little more gritty hip hop. So yeah, those are my 2 spots: Boston, Massachusetts, and Dayton, Ohio.
Cool. Dirty South all day, baby.
Oh, I already know.
Dirty South all day.
I already know it's
North
coming.
Carolina, East Coast, Southeast. So yeah, my rap influence is heavily affected
I already
by,
know
by,
where he's
by East
going.
Coast rap.
Yeah. I told Andy I know his top 3. Probably
Pretty
Petey Pablo
much.
up there,
Probably.
number
Petey
1.
Pablo.
Oh, I know he's not on your list, bro.
No,
Don't do
bro.
that.
He's not on anybody's list.
Oh, wow.
He had
Everybody
one song.
knows that though.
Right?
You know, I'm
Yeah.
All right.
Patterson,
So
New
you get-
Jersey. You know, Northeast.
Queensbridge.
Heavy
Nas,
New York
LA.
influence. Yeah, absolutely.
Heavy New York influence.
Ooh, KRS-One.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're older than
His
us.
list is going to be crazy.
Right, yeah, I didn't think about
Watch, I'm
that.
telling you.
And then, how old are you, Mike?
I'm 35.
Andy?
38.
44.
And I'm 42.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's a
now
good
I'm from
range.
Southern California.
Southern
West
Cali.
Coast,
You
born
already
and
know
raised
his
over there.
list is crazy.
Yep. 80s, baby.
Nice.
Master Reaganomics. See, that's a Jay-Z line. We were talking about Jay-Z before we got started, and Edgar's
Yeah.
like, you know, I don't
Yeah,
know.
when
See,
we're
but
talking
that's
about the, like, people throw out Jay-Z, but he's nowhere in my top 5. Like,
right.
Don't put
So
him
that's,
on at
I mean,
all.
that's,
But it's your top 5.
But
Yeah,
it's my top.
exactly.
Everything is subjective, right? Like,
and it
when it
doesn't,
comes to hip hop,
I mean, yeah.
yeah, and it doesn't have to be just top 3. Like, I just think it's a good topic, not real estate related.
Well, you
got
got to go first then, since you want to throw us on the...
Yeah, I mean, it
What's
was
that movie?
It was
What's-
my idea. Which one? 8 Mile?
no. Let's leave it alone. What
What
was the first album you heard that was like? Well, let's start here. Did your parents even listen to hip hop?
No,
Oh,
dude.
wow.
I'm from a
Right,
tobacco
right.
town in
So-
North Carolina, so I
So
grew
neither
I grew
did
up
my
on country
mom's.
like George Jones and Conway Twitty and like people you've never heard of, but other people who listen to country music.
Yeah, so
would
I
know.
think all of us
Like-
are probably gonna fall in that same line.
Yeah.
Where it's like my parents.
Nah,
I'm first,
But to that,
born in the U.S. It's all
Oh,
Spanish
yeah.
music.
not me, bro.
No
Yeah.
hip hop.
so
My house was Spanish music and Michael Jackson.
My house was full of felons.
I can dig that. I can
Wait,
dig
hold
that.
on.
rock Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. I have
Mike-
Michael Jackson.
I have
Elvis
Michael
Presley.
Jackson. Yep.
Okay.
Those are the only English
yeah.
music.
Okay. All right. No, I mean, I it's funny that you say that because my number one rapper, I don't know if I would say he's my favorite, but definitely what I qualify as probably the best rapper is Eminem. But now that you say that, like looking back through those formative years, like I remember the Slim Shady LP dropping when I was in 6th grade.
Right.
That was like the
Okay.
first time that I really started listening to hip hop. Maybe that's why I feel the way that I do. I don't know. I hadn't thought about it until right now.
Well, you know
But-
that most people would say you feel that way because you're white.
why fuck? Who cares? Like,
I'm just saying, that's people's argument.
As
Like,
we sit in a racially segregated
correct.
room,
In
like, come on, bro.
biracial
The
relationships.
white guys over here. Yeah.
I get it,
let's
but
talk about
I'm just
that.
saying that's the stigma people will put on it immediately.
I mean, I could say that, and honestly, like I resisted that idea for a long time because I'm like, nah, man.
No,
nah.
but the impact
then
he
when
had
he
when he
dropped,
came out?
bro, when he dropped Rap God, that was like, all right, that's it. Like I think at this point we can all agree that
he's pretty talented.
he's pretty fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, talent wise, right? Subjective, right?
Yeah.
I don't listen to Eminem except when I'm like riding with Mike. But when I listen to him, I listen because I know he's that guy.
But
when it comes
and that's what people
spin
miss.
rap.
If you don't intentionally listen to Eminem, you won't be able to acknowledge his skill set.
and even if you do, sometimes you can't connect.
For real,
know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah. I mean,
Oh.
he is so smooth with his lyrics. He's a wordsmith, and like, I don't know. I just think, to me, lyrically, talent wise, he's the guy. Number
So
one.
who's 2 and 3?
Number 2 is my man Nas. I got to stick with Nas.
Yeah.
Kind of goes back to the
I
same
couldn't
thing though.
agree
Like
more.
I remember, check this out. I remember spending the night with my cousin when I was, I don't know, 14, 13-ish, walking to the gas station. And back in the day, the gas station on the counter had bootleg CDs and Lucy's, right? Everybody had the Lucy's in the cup, 25 cents for a cigarette, whatever. I stole a Nas Stillmatic bootleg CD off the counter at the gas station.
A Stillmatic. Okay.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
Stole it.
Stole it, and it was
Sorry,
bootleg as
Nas.
fuck, and they're trying to sell it. Like, come on, y'all, don't get mad at me. You're the
And
pirate.
it's funny you say that because and around my block there was a guy with the shopping cart with all the tapes.
Oh shit.
He would come with all the tapes.
Yep.
Go through the tapes and get what you wanted.
But no, that like legit Stillmatic has probably been one of the most influential like hip hop albums of my life.
Okay.
Like I can still spit every word to Ether like
No.
without even
that's
the,
not
without
even like
the music.
But
Like
you're not even talking about like
Oh, no.
Illmatic.
Oh,
It was
no.
written like, come on, the catalog's crazy.
yeah,
So,
it's ridiculous.
so who's your third?
Number 3 is actually Jay-Z.
Okay.
And Jay-Z, again, kind of same thing with Eminem. Like I wasn't on board with it for a long time. Like
What song got you? Because he got some hits. What song got you?
it wasn't necessarily a song, but it was Magna Carta, that album, which came out in 2013, I think, 2013 or 2014. That was the first one that kind of got me like, yo, I can rock with this. And then it just grew on me and grew on me
As
and
far
grew
as
on me.
Jay-Z, bro, I've always, in my opinion, I think his first album was the best, hands down.
See, I think it's gotten better in the last
I feel
10
like
years.
Reasonable Doubt was the,
That's probably number one album on a lot of people's list.
yeah, for me. But it was just fire because he was like my age dropping his first album, so
Right.
just the amount of stories that he had to
Oh,
tell
true.
and the way that he was doing it was like,
Nah, it's fire. I mean, and
It's really
that rounds out my top 3, but like I got to give a shout out to, you know, those people again in the formative years. Lil Wayne, like, bro, the Carter 2 dropped the year I graduated high school. Like
listen.
that was life.
oh yeah, well he's still out here getting it. Just yesterday or whatever, he dropped the what was it? Something the Fix Before the 6. So he's gonna drop the Carter 6, and he just dropped a little sample
I
album.
missed that.
And there's a couple tracks on there, bro, where you're just like, is he really still doing this? This is crazy.
Yeah.
So
And of course, we all rocked with G Unit. Like that was my
50?
shit back in the
50
day.
Cent's concert.
was great. It was
Amazing.
great.
Yeah.
he's
He
one
killed
you
that
gotta
shit.
go see.
He
Like,
killed
He's
that
coming
shit.
back around, right?
I was thinking
Snoop
about
too. Snoop was fire.
I was thinking
true.
about his catalog, and I was like, man, he's gonna go off. You know, that
But see,
first-
that's like, and
but
then that's
no,
He killed that shit, bro.
he wasn't
50
talking.
got a 50 got a
He wasn't talking to audience.
Crazy
nothing. He was just
catalog.
rap after rap.
Banger after banger, bro. There wasn't
Yeah,
no
he's-
even time to talk about nothing. It
so
was,
that like that early 2000, like 2000 to 2005, you had Wayne, G Unit, and Kanye. Like I always have to give a shout out to Kanye because before he lost his mind, well, before he met a Kardashian, like bro, I fucked with Kanye. Like I rocked with Kanye.
he also
hard.
produced a lot of the best shit you ever heard.
Yeah, yeah, and
for
then
other people.
A lot of people don't like that one album that was it Dark whatever Fantasies.
oh
that
yeah,
album.
yeah.
I love that album.
I
lot of
heard
people
this
don't
dude
like.
bang College Dropout every day for like 5 years straight.
still is.
It was
I
wild.
still will, bro. I still rock that.
Yeah,
shit.
he had that shit in the. It was on every day.
And then, of course, I loved, you know, like, just again, as growing up, like T.I., Young Jeezy, all the people from
Ludacris.
Atlanta. Like, Atlanta had a real big scene. And I don't listen to a lot of hip hop now. Most of the stuff I listen to is still old. So I can't really speak on new stuff.
Well,
at
there's
all.
gotta
some
get on Coach Contra.
there's some flame out now
Contra
too, though.
is
So, but
crazy.
just to run it back, your top 3 is M, Nas, and Jay-Z.
Yep.
I mean, that's solid. June, what you
For a
got?
white dude from North Carolina.
Yeah.
So my top 3. Top number 1 is Jay. You know, Jay-Z. We got the same birthday. I think
Shout out
he's-
to Jay.
Yeah, man. I think he is the most
Sag Life.
influential rapper of my lifetime. Where and I can explain it
In the culture or for you?
in
like-
in the culture. When Jay came out with rocking Air Force Ones and button ups, the whole culture changed.
And the blue Yankee fitted.
And the blue Yankee fitted.
Yeah.
You're right. He
He
changed
had
that.
that line too.
Yep.
Yo,
Nike-
the
about
culture
Yankee hat.
he impacted. That was the first person that I could remember that was a rapper that changed it. It's kind of like how AI changed the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Jay
did.
did that to rap, so he's my number 1. And then just far as his as a businessman and all that shit that he's accomplished, all of that encompasses his number 1 for me.
You guys seen that little headline that's going around about Jay-Z right now? His cousin asked him for $4,800.
Oh, I did see
Yeah.
that.
Saw that? It's like he's worth like I don't know how much he's worth.
It was
his,
comparable to 10 cents or something.
yeah, his
Yeah.
cousin asked him for $4,800 and he said no.
It's the principle.
And they said just to put it into perspective, that's like somebody who makes $50,000 a year giving you a 10-cent loan. And he said no.
I'm sure there's a lot more to it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure it's
I
not the
mean,
first time he's had to deal with
but,
that.
Come on,
But
we've all been asked for bread, right?
yeah, for
Like,
sure.
Number 2 was kind of like the reason why I started listening to rap, and that's Rakim.
Whoo,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Came with the heat.
You know, I'm 44, but my early years was only, like I said, Spanish music and Michael Jackson. I mean, you know, my mom barely speaks English. I grew up in Paterson, New Jersey. My sisters are older. My cousin was older, and Rakim, man, he was just the guy. When I started really listening to I heard rap before that point, but it never captured me just like him. Then I got into it. Then it was Slick Rick with the storytelling. Like, so that's when I grew up. You know what I mean? That's my era.
Yeah.
And I got a whole other, I was down with the Boot Camp Clique. That was my guys. Boot Camp Clique and, Helter Skelter, Smith and Wesson, Buckshot Shorty. Those were that's what I grew up.
Showing
that's my
your
teenage-
age, bro. Damn.
That's my teenage years, right?
Said KRS-One.
Yeah. Redman was huge. I'm from Jersey.
Yeah, you're
Come
right.
on, but number 3, Pun.
I already knew it. I knew it.
Yeah.
Big Pun, man. Big Pun. First Latin rapper to go, platinum. He put us on the map. Although Joe he's a vet, man. He's up there.
You got to put him right there with him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But lyrically,
Pun.
Pun was
He was different.
different. To this day, you could take Pun's lyrics and put them on any beat. His lyrics are just, timeless. He just had that wordplay, the cadence, and no one ever sound like Pun.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think that's 5 years before my time. To really be into it, to have
yeah,
appreciated
yeah.
that,
Yeah,
you
I
know what I
can see
mean?
that.
Like it's
Those
just
5 years
it's
is
just
huge
right there. Like
difference.
I know Pun, like I rock with it for a little bit, but I only know the hits. Like I don't know
Yeah.
the whole catalog.
Yeah, and
So-
see, I'm from the Bronx is like
Where it
30
started.
minutes from my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Puerto Rican.
So recap, top 3. Jay-Z.
Jay, Rakim, Pun.
Damn, Jay number 1.
Jay number 1, man. I'm a Sag. We got the same birthday. When I was growing up in my, later years, that's what was it.
Yeah. That was your
Every
club
summer.
era was his hits era.
Correct.
Yeah, that's true.
Every
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah, my club era was the G Unit era. Like
Yeah.
I used to have the shoes, bro. The
On
G
to
Unit
Edgar.
Reeboks.
I already know Edgar's list is going to be crazy.
It's all right, man. And I don't think you expect it, but for me, right now, Nas, with everything he's done the last couple of years, that's my number 1 right now. I keep going back to his albums.
So
right
some
now.
commonalities.
Well,
yeah, especially with the business and
bro, but these last 2 years, back to back to back, fucking platinum,
What's he, like,
diamond
52?
albums, bro.
How old is he?
Touring, we went and
He's
saw him in
50.
concert.
His concert
Like,
was legit,
bro. He's
production,
doing
everything.
crazy features with everybody. Like, yeah,
Right now, that's who I go back to. Right now, he's my number one. My number two is Pac.
He's
Tupac-
50, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah.
Nas is 50.
bro. Like when we went to his concert, it was his birthday.
Oh, shit.
It was
Yeah,
his
he was here
50th
for
birthday. He was
Oh.
laced out in white Versace with Cuban links everywhere.
That
It
thing
was
was bright.
dope.
Right.
It was bright.
It was
I
dope.
bought tickets to sit like I was in front row for that one.
Dope.
So right now that's who I'm listening to constantly. But all time, Pac was my number one. Like just with everything, and you think about the age that he was. Like you think about the rappers right now that are 16, 17 throwing out this bullshit. Sorry, but he was that age
Don't say
dropping like
sorry.
Dear Mama and all those hits.
Everything he did before the age of what, 26, 27, right?
I think it was 24, man.
Like,
Like he was in his teens writing those things, but at the same time, it goes back to your life, right? So I was out there, and
but he was also in movies and like he was more than rap. I think
Yeah.
that's like,
Yeah.
talk about changing the culture. He was the culture, right?
Yep. And then not only that, you hear the stories. I mean, he shot those off-duty police officers.
Got away with it.
I mean, what the fuck were they doing there, right? Like, and all the stories that goes behind it. But anyways, he wasn't like the lyricist and Eminem, but like I could relate to a lot of the stuff he was putting out there.
He was good.
Oh, he was a poet, bro.
Yeah, he was a poet.
Dear Mama, Brenda's got a baby, changes.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
go. He's got,
Yeah, and the voice,
yeah.
everything,
Nobody ever sounded like him.
and the music, a lot of the production. Like I was fucking
Who did he start with? What was that? Before he went on his own, he was with
the guys from the Bay.
that whole group.
Yeah,
They were in that movie. Buddy had the nose. And,
Humpty.
Yeah.
What was it? No,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna say Lords of the Underground. It's not it.
I always forget.
Digital Underground. Yeah.
Been around the
Yeah.
world
So I've been
now.
listening to Pac since those days.
Yeah, like Me Against the World was like I was playing that over and over.
Yeah.
I was outside playing basketball, and I remember those days. Like that's when you guys know a little bit of my history, but that's when I was on my own too. So I was out there on my own, and every now and then we had a little ghetto court across the street. We go play over there, and the boombox would be tape would go in, turn
Yeah.
the bitch around,
Rewind
B
it.
side, A side, all of that.
Yeah.
And then my number 3 is DJ Quick. DJ Quick, because of all the production, he had a lot to do
A
with.
sleeper pick.
Wow.
He had a lot to do with all that Death Row stuff that I don't think people realize. The production was crazy, and those first couple of albums was just like he had those club hits and he had the ghetto hits, and that's like an LA legend.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna say like Chino XL.
No, I would pick
know what I mean?
I
Jelly
would pick
Roll.
X before him.
Be
Not-
real. Be real's a.
I thought he was gonna hit us
bro.
with like E40 or Too Short or something.
No, Too Short.
Beanie
is
Siegel.
Too Short is up there for me. Like
Nah, but
He was good
look,
live too, man. I enjoyed his show
he's
as well.
funny, right?
I would
Yeah, he
say
don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Cypress
my
Hill,
friend.
bro.
Like if
Cypress
you
Hill.
guys go look something
Well,
up,
that's
like,
a different thing. That's groups.
Groups is
Because
a
if we
different
go
thing.
there,
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
because
done.
like when
Groups
so
is different.
if you
I
go
got
back
my-
to like my household, like the first time I ever heard like a hip hop song was JJ Fad.
Gotcha.
So Supersonic was like the first album.
Supersonic.
Yeah,
Damn.
but that was Death Row.
Yeah. No, that's good.
And Run DMC were like the first vinyl albums I had.
I never really got into Run DMC, man.
No, me neither. Because
Well,
by
we
then,
can. I think we could just switch to groups right after this. We do our top 3, and then we can switch to groups and rate them too.
Yeah. No,
yeah,
but
I'm gonna have to think about that one.
no, because when I was growing up, while you guys were listening to Run DMC, I was already listening to Too Short and DJ Quick.
Right.
Yeah.
We already had that
Yeah,
gangster rap
yeah.
in LA.
Yeah.
So it was
And
just
you had NWA.
that they came after.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh,
thing. They came
it was
after.
later. Yeah.
Too Short's been around since early '80s.
Yeah. He'd been around for a minute.
So that's just the tapes. They weren't on radio.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm up, huh? So I'm actually
Can
gonna
we guess on your number 1?
go ahead and guess because you're gonna be wrong.
Eminem.
No.
Nas.
Nas, hands down. M was number one for a long time. This last 2-year run with Nas dropping the Magic, what was the Magic trilogy, and then he dropped something else, man. But everything that he has put out has just been instant classic to me.
Mm-hmm.
King's Disease, King's Disease 1 and 2, and then the Magic 1, 2, and 3. I think it is now, right?
Yeah.
It's like 5 albums in the last 2 years, bro. And there's not a bad song on any of them. And he's doing collaborations with Eminem and he's just Hit Boy and just it's all just been fire. It's crazy.
Yeah, the Hit Boy collab with him.
Yeah, I
don't even know how those guys.
The King's Disease and the Magic run has just been timeless. And
I'm downloading them right now.
Yeah, for real, bro. He's got 5 albums you ain't even heard yet, and they're all brand new.
Came out beginning to end.
Phenomenal music, man. Like, so
I like those. I like
that tied into Illmatic, Stillmatic. Like, I grew up rapping one mic on TRL before I left for school. You know what I'm saying? Like,
one mic.
Everybody puts Jay up there. I don't, for a couple of reasons. Nas shredded him, and so did M on his own track. So I just, you're not the best to me. And then also Nas did a track with
Imagine if Heaven was a mile away.
Nas called him out because Eminem murdered him on his own
yeah, that's
track.
True.
He said,
man,
he said Eminem murdered you on your own shit.
Came out. He's like, I still listen. He says a bar on that. Like,
listen, man.
I still text like, Jay, it ain't over.
Yeah. So for me, it's got to be Nas, hands down. He's always been a storyteller. He's always been a lyricist. He's always been a businessman. He's always been a consummate professional. He dresses well. He's a man's man, and he's great at what he does. So for me, these last couple years, he's become number one.
Well, I like how he went kind of quiet for a little while. There was a little stretch there, like
working on himself and working on his businesses,
7 years where he wasn't rapping, bro.
But he was still in the business.
And when he came back,
he was putting on listening parties for people and shit. I remember that's another thing. He helps other people too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not just about him. What Belly? What? And like, like just
instant
him
classic.
and X and him hopping out the range, and I have a lot of memories of Nas in my life.
That's my favorite intro to a fucking movie with the.
I still haven't seen Belly.
To life. When that
fire. So for me, Nas,
I haven't seen it.
Nas hands down is
never
number
seen
one.
Belly?
Never.
Oh my
man.
God, bro.
I think I was on deployment or something. I don't know.
There's no way.
Yeah, Nas has taken a number one spot, but number two, and was number one for a while to me, most of my life, M, hands down.
Yep.
A lot of that has to do with how much I connect with him on a personal level, or at least through his music. Obviously, I don't know him personally, but if you listen to his life story, we have a lot of things in common, but also to the point of, look at the father that he is. Look at the fact that he took in another child in his family that wasn't even his own and raised her. Like, and he's for the people, bro. Like, he was at the Lions game the other day, and he's got his daughter out there, and he's down for his people. Like, the last concert that he popped out at, 50 Cent, his boy, right, while he was in Detroit. So he only does it when you come to his city, and he only does it for the people that he really fucks with. Like, I align with all of that. So for me, and then nobody can rap like that, dude. Like, I say Nas is number one just based on the compilation over the last few years that's been thrown out there. But if you were going to rap word for word, bar for bar, I don't think there's a human alive that can see him, period. Like, nobody could convince me otherwise. Yeah. It's not even possible. Anybody that ever went at him don't have a career in rap no more. Anybody that ever did a feature with him, he shit on every single one of them. He's got a song with Nas. He's got a song with Jay-Z. He's got a song with 5 other top 10 rappers all time on it, and he shit on every single one of them. So, crazy. The Kamikaze album.
Bro, he's so real. Like, obviously it's a perception of reality, right? I don't know that that's really how he is, but like, bro went to rehab, talked about it. Had a drug problem, talked about it. Hated his ex-wife, talked about it.
Had a shitty childhood,
talked about it. Like, he's a storyteller, man, and he's just real. Like, that's what I appreciate about it.
And I also appreciate everybody that he put on. When you look around, G Unit, 50, D12, all his boys, like, he put a lot of people in the game. Slaughterhouse was fire. Mm-hmm. It's just like he's done a lot for the game that people don't respect. I personally would say he revived Dr. Dre's career. A lot of people say there's no M without Dre, but where do you think Dr. Dre is without that white boy? What he did for his career?
That's a really good
point.
Are
you shitting me?
I was wondering.
Like-
I was wondering if Dre's name would come up today.
Yeah, but also the best raps I ever heard from Dre
Production,
were on tracks with M that M wrote the lyrics to. So
Or Jay-Z wrote the lyrics.
One of the two.
Jay-Z don't write lyrics,
He wrote them for.
He wrote for Dre.
but
He's
that's
your number 3.
oh man,
He's fighting Lil Wayne and Lil Baby.
Nah,
One of the
it's
little-
baby. It's baby, bro.
it's not baby.
Oh.
It's not. He so while I think he's the best rapper out right now,
Mm.
I don't think that he's in my top 5 just yet. Like you got to have a little bit
Longevity.
longer of a run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
longevity.
For me, 3 is undoubtedly Lil Wayne. I actually really enjoyed a Carter 1. Go DJ,
Mm-hmm.
man, I miss my dogs. I've been rocking with Wayne since 504
bro.
Boys,
Listen.
since every time you came around my city, bling bling. Like,
Bro,
I like Wayne is definitely number 3 for me.
that was God
It was
damn
a
it.
whole summer, bro.
Bro, that was
Yeah.
all Little Creek Road.
Listen, but,
Summer 07.
but that was the
Yeah,
Carter.
those were the years.
But that was the Carter 2.
We lived together.
Yeah,
We lived
but
together
like
then.
when you think about Wayne from Carter 1 through Carter 3, and the mixtape runs in between there.
Yep.
And then while he was doing that, he put on Drake and Nicki Minaj and all these other cats. Like, dude, gotta be.
Ask why I never left the baby. Because he the motherfucker that pays me.
Like he just, and you want to talk about somebody that shifted the culture.
Oh,
when
yeah.
you get a word put in the Urban Dictionary at the age of 16, bling bling. Are you kidding me? And then
Not only
also
that, all the rappers.
every Lil Uzi Vert don't exist, Lil Baby don't exist, Lil everything don't exist without Lil Wayne. These the dreads and the face tats and he created what is today's hip hop culture.
Did you ever hear his rock album?
I did, and it was like one of the worst things on the planet.
Did you ever hear he put out a rock
Yeah,
album?
he went way weird. Yeah.
There was one song on there that I actually liked.
But,
It's called
I mean,
Prom
didn't
Queen.
listen to
As an
Prom
artist,
Queen.
like you're also free to express whatever you want. You know
don't
what I
have
mean?
to get stuck in any
But
certain genre.
when I can go back to him 16 years old to right now, 2 days ago, he dropped a fire ass track that I'm banging on repeat.
he don't drop the ball. He don't
Nah,
fumble the
man,
bag.
like you got to think he was a backup to BG Turk and what's the other one? Juvenile and them
Juvenile,
cats.
yeah.
And he stole the show, man. And he's never stopped. He's never stopped. And everybody around him is the top in the game, period. Like, you notice how Drake's not in any of our top 3, but he's actually the top rapper on planet Earth right now?
It's our age too.
No, he is, bro. He got
No, he is.
Like,
He's
as
been
far
on
as
that run.
numbers,
He's at number 1 as
Yeah.
far as numbers. But
it's
come on.
crazy. But yeah.
that's,
Nobody likes a singing ass
it's
Drake,
our
right?
it's our age too, though.
But regardless,
Yeah.
no Wayne, no Drake. And the hardest I ever heard Drake go was on a mixtape with Lil Wayne. So, you know what I mean?
So recap 1 through 3.
Nas, M, Wayne.
M, Nas, J.
Jay, Rakim, Pun.
Nas, Tupac, DJ Quick.
So I think if we had to collectively pick a number 1, looks like Nas gets the most votes
Facts.
as the
Yeah.
best rapper alive.
I say
Or-
of all time.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
hands
'cause-
down. Like,
We threw out names of
Like,
people that
bro,
aren't alive anymore.
when I see you on your 50th birthday still touring and you just dropped 5 albums in 2 years, that's crazy.
He's getting ready for retirement, dog.
Like, he ain't retiring.
He's
He
about
was
to
out
set
there
up
living
that
his
fund.
best life, bro.
No.
He was loving every minute of it.
he's-
Like, you could tell when these guys are doing what they love to do. Nas was
It
phenomenal.
was with Wu-Tang, Nas.
Yep.
I forgot
50 was phenomenal live. That was amazing to see. And actually, Baby probably got slot 4 or 5 for me, just because of the amount of content he's put out, and then seeing him live, he's actually better in person than he is.
See, for me, that's the Ice Cube and Too Short for me. That's like right
Yeah.
there, right outside those top.
Well, no, they wouldn't be in my top 5 still, because I got Pac and Biggie back to back right after my top 3
All right, so
groups.
I think before we do that,
I mean, I'd like to start that one.
I think before you do that, let's give a shout out to one best female rapper.
Oh,
man.
man.
Mine's MC Light.
Whew, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Like MC Light was the first female lyricist that like smacked.
That's a good
That
one.
she could spit better than most dudes.
I don't.
She like changed like the level of
She was a spitter.
Yeah, she was a spitter.
She was an MC for real.
Like,
yeah.
and that's my era. I remember going to Rucker Park and MC Light being in the crowd rapping.
That's dope.
That's
Dope.
you know what I'm saying? So like, it's my age and where I'm from.
That's super dope.
Yeah.
For me, the Brat was killing it. As far as like, she could rap, sounded good. Like, I would listen to a female rapper.
Is it on me?
Yeah, because I don't know. I'm still trying to come up with who I think.
I mean, I got a couple, man. I just don't know which one to pick. But I think as far as a female rapper, I might go Gangsta Boo.
Gangster Boo, all right.
From 3-6?
Yeah.
She was a killer, bro.
Like, yeah.
She was a killer.
For me, and the
She was
West
a
Coast
savage.
Lady of Rage was like a Gangster Boo.
And then, Queen Latifah crossed my mind. There's a couple great ones, man. MC Light is obviously up there.
Remy Ma.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's tough.
That's a tough
I
one.
actually have a list of female rappers that I like.
Yeah, I couldn't answer that. I couldn't tell you who it is.
I can tell you that it's not Nicki or Cardi B.
No.
Lauryn Hill.
Would you consider her a rapper?
Yeah.
I consider her to be.
That
So
one
that's
album.
honestly like, yeah, that's where I wanted to go with it, but I'm thinking the same thing. Like, do you consider her a
Yeah,
rapper?
bro,
Erica
the
Badu,
Fugees?
like, yeah, the
Come
Fugees were
on,
nasty.
man.
Erica
Lauryn Hill
Badu, Lauryn
spit
Hill.
bars.
See, that's where I
On
wanted to
that.
go, and honestly, that's where I was thinking when I asked that question. But then you dropped something different. And I'm like, damn, is Lauryn Hill really a rapper? Like,
No,
I
but
don't know.
Like, one
Nah.
of my favorite songs for a female rapper that I still put on to this day was, there's a track with Santana
Yeah,
and Lauryn Hill.
Mhm.
yeah.
She goes off on that
Yeah,
one.
she does.
That's a
Yeah, I
dope
mean
beat.
that's where my mind goes.
I'm
like Lauryn Hill, Erica Badu.
I'm thinking Remy Ma or Gangsta Boo, bro. One of the two for me. As
okay.
far as bars and verses and as the amount of tracks that they're on with other high level rappers,
The Brat.
Cool. You want to switch to groups? Lead it off.
you already know where I'm going.
Yeah, I already know.
It's Bone Thugs and Harmony all day. There's not a better rap group ever, period,
Yep.
to me.
Yeah, that's
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Mine's is Wu-Tang Clan. Like,
bro. Thug Love, Bone Thugs and Harmony with Tupac. Like, let's go.
Notorious Thugs with
Oh my
Biggie.
god.
bro, the whole Wu-Tang, man. Like, when I tell you Wu-Tang changed the game, they changed the game. I remember going to a skating rink. I think I told you this story, Mike. I went to a skating rink where they performed, where I had a cassette tape of their first two singles. So, this is early teenage years. And they just had to run. That was my era, bro. Fucking Army Fatigues, MPVs. Like, that was Wu. You know what I mean? Like, the Wu-Tang Clan is number one for me. If we did, I got a top three for sure. I got the Lox is number two. Just wordplay lyrically, three rappers that are all three fire lyrically. Those were my guys. And then number three was fucking Cypress Hill. Cypress Hill was the group that made me change coast. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, it was a fucking Cuban dude with two.
But number one for you is Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang,
Hands
100% Wu-Tang.
I mean, that's a
For
solid
me,
one.
it's the same thing as Bone Thugs.
Yeah.
Bone Thugs was my number one. West Side Connection and Cypress Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, the reason that Bone Thugs is number one isn't just because they're from Cleveland, Ohio. It's actually
Oh,
like,
I didn't even think about that.
but for me, it was like the universal anthems that they made, bro. Like, there's not a single person that you know that don't know First of the Month
Yeah.
or Crossroads
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
Thug Love
man. Yeah.
or Notorious Thugs or,
Those first three albums were bomb. And I was in going into high school. But it was Cypress Hill, and then we're dropping albums at the same time. And I just remember going to our sessions, skipping school, going to our sessions.
Yeah.
Kids don't skip school. And we'd lay it out. And the new album came out. It was Mando. We're leaving school that day.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember, look, Mom, we had a camcorder, and my mom used to record her soap operas. And me and my boys did a Cypress Hill video, smoking bud in our house. And then I got caught. I got caught. I forgot to erase it. You remember the old school
Yeah,
fucking
you-
VCRs?
oh,
and
my God.
and they broke the you know, at that time there was a lot of East Coast, West Coast. The South wasn't really prominent
Yeah.
yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Well, that's when West Side Connection came
Yeah,
out.
but
And-
Bone Thugs was able to break that stigma. They worked with people from everywhere. They're
Yeah.
actually the only group to do a song with an alive Eazy-E, Tupac, and Biggie.
Damn.
So they broke all
And they-
barriers. You know what I'm saying? They were on the West Coast. They were in New York. They
I read an article
did it with everyone.
that Bone Thugs and Fat Joe, that collab was the ones that kind of got the coast together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they helped him, Fat Joe transition, be all right on the West Coast. Like, that's, you know what I mean?
Yep.
He paid.
That's
Fat
dope.
Joe's another fucking legend, bro. Think about everybody in his squad. Like, even when I say his squad, like Khaled, you know, who he rock with. Nori, who he rock with.
So to that point, I think let's bring it home with somebody that hasn't been mentioned today that you think should be mentioned. Doesn't necessarily mean they're in your top 5, your top 10.
Okay,
Maybe somebody
I'll
on
go
your
first.
radar, somebody that you like, but nobody's talked about him today.
Nobody's talked about it today, really. But for me, the last 3 years, probably, Lil Baby, bro. Like, this dude is just fucking different. It's banger after banger after banger after banger after Prime Video, like
Which was dope.
Life Story, which was fire. He's just, the run that he is on is insane. From 2020 when he dropped My Turn during the pandemic to now, it's absolutely absurd. The amount of material, the amount of, if you actually listen to him, he's delivering punchline after punchline, metaphor after metaphor. Like, it's just, and for me, in the gym, dealing with business, dealing with personal things in my life, that is the kind of music that just keeps me going. Like,
yeah.
what's next? Because when you hear somebody that just, everything he says resonates with me, you know, like, I wouldn't say everything. Most of his music, like, there is some bullshit on some features and stuff, but when I'm listening to him about how he runs his business and being a boss and bringing all his people with him and not being greedy and taking care of his circle, and like, he says a lot of, he's got wisdom for a cat his age. And I think a lot of people could learn something from him if they actually
What do you
pay
got,
attention.
Andy?
I mean, I got a couple. I think we would be failing if we didn't mention J. Cole.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
North Carolina,
Yeah, he killed Drake
Yeah,
on this new
but no,
album.
Yeah.
That's
you're
the only
100%,
good verse
bro.
on that
Yeah,
whole
I mean,
album.
that's just that's a career that's trending in the right direction.
Yeah,
He's
Cole's different, bro.
He's phenomenal at what he does, man. And like everything I've read about him online, like he's a super humble dude.
yeah,
Like takes care of people. Shout out North Carolina. I mean, that's
Cole-
not the only reason why, but dude
Cole
brings
would-
the heat, bro.
Cole would have to definitely be in my top 5, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like he's new either. Forest
he's
Hill
been
Drive was
around.
2014. It's been like a decade now. Like,
yeah,
Cole's
he's
a
been around.
monster.
Mhm.
That
Yep.
Amari album,
Oh my god,
yeah.
that's like that 100 mil song.
He's got a
became-
crazy feature run right now this year. He's got a song with Dirk. He just dropped one with
Drake.
That's the only
Drake.
good song.
He did one with who was it? Lil Yachty. He just did. He's got.
He just murdered Drake on his own shit.
yeah.
Nah, there's Cole, and then like kind of my sleeper pick, man, is Post Malone. Not
Yes.
super lyricist, not a real like.
See, that's him
it
and
just,
Lauryn Hill. That's how I put
he
him in
just-
those categories.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
He's just an artist.
He's just
Exactly.
he's fun
He's
to
an
listen
artist.
to, man. Like all of his
Right.
stuff is
Me
just
too. I could
feel
rock with it,
good
though.
music.
I
Like
fuck
I
with-
just
I fuck with Post.
I like it.
Oh, there's another cat.
He'll never be like in the top 5, but
He's not a rapper, but Post Malone. There's a dude that goes by Mike. Period. Just Mike and a period. And he was a baseball player that for some, I think it was an injury or something, but after that he just started making music. But all of his music is like a lot like Post, like chill, like
Cool.
yeah. You
Have to
guys
check him
probably
out.
enjoy it.
I would say for me, it's the same thing. It's like I don't think it's on a lot of people's playlist, but Benny the Butcher.
Oh yeah,
is one of my like
yeah.
favorite rappers that I listen to.
I like Benny.
Yeah, he's dope.
That's like he's in a list with like Conway the Machine. You know,
yeah,
like
that whole Griselda
Joel-
group and that
yeah,
beat
Joel Ortiz.
those
yeah,
beats they're coming out
bro,
with.
Joel Ortiz. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, that's hip hop, and then
Royce the 5'9" kind of vibe. You know.
yeah, it's that boom bap.
Yep.
That's what I like to listen to. That's why I go to Benny, and then he spits.
Yeah.
and he's got a good one. That's, I think, one of his best bars for J. Cole is with Benny the Butcher. I don't know if you know.
No.
I'll send it.
You gotta send it to him, bro. Benny's
I'll
Benny's
send it.
nice though. I like his
He kills
music.
it on that one.
I mentioned Fat Joe, which Fat Joe and Pun is kind of together, but I'm a kind of curveball it and say Nori had so much influence on the reggaeton and the Spanish transition to hip hop that a lot of people don't even know, right? Like the Oye Mi Canto, that got reggaeton in the U.S. for real. Reggaeton was just in Puerto Rico. It wasn't in nowhere else. Like when Daddy Yankee first started with all that was Puerto Rico. It kind of went to Colombia, but Nori made the transition to put it more in the States. And Nas got an album. Nas is on a track with a Puerto Rican rapper, Fat Joe, Wu-Tang, Busta Rhymes. They brung a whole slew of people with Tony Touch. I don't know if y'all know he's a DJ, like from New York. So between Tony Touch and Noriega, they brought what now is the most popular music in the world. Like reggaeton is different. Like
so we were my bad. We were gonna end on that note, but now I wanna push it one more note to the Spanish topic. So I want to get I don't know if you guys listen to him or not. If you don't, we don't even have to talk about it. But Maluma and Bad Bunny.
I don't know.
There's no comparison.
No, I mean not really a comparison. Just what are your thoughts on them? I don't. My daughter listens to it. My wife listens to it. But like that's
like,
not my vibe. So like I mean, is it good music? Yeah.
So Maluma's the Colombian dude. He's him and Bad Bunny are like I would say like Prince vibes. Like
that's
sexuality fair. As far as that, but musically they're dope.
Yeah.
I mean you can't compare Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny's the #1 artist in the world. Period. There's no artist that's messing with Bad Bunny.
The same thing. If you fast forward on that Drake album, there's one with
Bad Bunny.
Just go to
Drake
the half
knew
of
what
it
he did.
And just started there.
Drake knew what he was doing when he had Bad Bunny on the track.
Right.
He's the #1 artist in the world.
Yeah,
So my wife and her friends and a lot of people that she hangs out with, there's a female, like what is her name? I'm sure you know.
Karol G.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Karol G.
That seems to be super popular, and I don't really know what's being said, but the music sounds all right.
Yeah.
But I just know that name because they all listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
But those Maluma and I'm a reggaeton guy, man. I lived in Puerto Rico. That was like
that's why I figured Bad
I mean?
Bunny would make sense. The Puerto Rican connection.
But if you say #1 of all time, it's gonna be Daddy Yankee. I think everybody's gonna say that. Every Spanish person that listens to reggaeton would probably say Daddy Yankee.
Okay.
Who's like a rapper, like an actual MC?
Mike Towers.
I thought so. You guys had me listen to him.
Mike Towers, bro. He lyrically is wow. There's actual few Tego Calderon is like probably like he would be like the Rakim, I would say, if we're gonna compare.
I can't remember this guy because I think he went to jail or something. But he always has a fro, dark dude. And I want
Tego.
Yes,
Tego Calderon.
That's Tego. That's his name.
That's Tego. Yep.
I was listening to him in like 02, 03.
Yeah.
And he was dope.
That's a whole nother topic. I could be on reggaeton for forever.
Yeah, and I don't have enough knowledge about it to talk about it.
I don't either.
All right, well, we got the best rapper of all time, consensus Nas, even though it's not your top 3. He gets the most votes. Bone Thugs, top group of all time.
Yeah.
That was
the
the
female. I don't think we came to a consensus on female or Spanish at this point, other than Bad Bunny being the #1
No, there's a lot
artist
of
in the world.
I think the Spanish scene is just
It's
breaking out.
bro,
Spanish
it's
scene
coming.
is taking over.
Because you've
coming.
listened to some shit that I've showed you and he likes it.
Yeah.
It's just a lot right now.
That Peso Pluma's like he's freaking taking over too.
I
He's
think
like,
I'll probably have to
hip-hop,
give it to Edwin, man, on the female MC. MC Light is like the pinnacle of female rappers. Like I would say the one that had the most success and actually rap with the most real MCs, probably MC Light.
and that's just my era too, man. I freaking love MC Light.
Nobody said Lil Kim. I noticed that.
Nah, I mean, I was even thinking Eve.
I mean, Eve had
Eve
hits.
was-
Eve would be
good.
solid. Yeah, Rough
You know,
Riders.
I just
The catalog, I think. Was
that's the
missing.
problem. They don't have the catalogs.
Well, that's kind of my thing. Remy Ma and Gangsta Boo both got
Catalogs.
tracks on tracks on tracks.
Yeah.
Like, so
All right. Well, on the Spanish note,
Peace.
adios.
Adios.
This motherfucker said peace.
That's Puerto Rican.
Outro. Got you.
That's how you end it right
outro,
there.
gotcha.